Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. This ayah, it's considered one of the most hopeful ayahs in the book of Allah Ta'ala. That it gives you extreme hope, that you cannot despair from the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jalla after hearing it. Especially because of the description that it has. Perhaps there's an ayah going through your head right now, and it might not be that ayah that I'm referring to that perhaps you're thinking of. Listen to this ayah that Allah tells us about Surah Fatir. ثم أورثنا الكتاب الذين اصطفينا من عبادنا فمنهم ظالم لنفسه ومنهم مقتصد ومنهم سابق بالخيرات بإذن الله ذلك هو الفضل الكبير. Allah says, then we have allowed to inherit the scripture, the book, the Quran, those that we have chosen from our slaves, i.e. the Muslims. And Allah tells us amongst the Muslims there are three categories. The one who's oppressive to himself by committing sins and disobeying Allah Ta'ala whilst observing the obligations Allah has obliged upon him. And amongst them are those who are in the middle. They observe the obligatory deeds and they stay away from the major sins, unlike the zalim li nafsihi. But they don't go further and do any voluntary deeds. And amongst them is sabiqun bil khayrati bi idnillah, the one who hastens towards goodness with the permission of Allah Ta'ala, meaning he abstains from the major sins and he observes the obligatory deeds and he goes further and does the voluntary deeds that please Allah Ta'ala. But then look at the beautiful thing, Allah said, ذَلِكَ وَالْفَضْلُ الْكَبِيرُ, this is the great bounty that Allah Azza wa Jalla has granted them. But after that comes an ayah where Allah Azza wa Jalla gives them all hope. جَنَّاتُ عَدْنٍ يَدْخُلُونَهَا, paradise, that they are all going to enter all three categories, even the one who's oppressive to himself. After hearing that, how can you ever despair? How can you ever give up? How can you ever lose hope? Rather, Allah Ta'ala is telling us here, it is due to the barakah of the Quran that they have inherited and that they have taken on board that Allah Azza wa Jalla grants them that. And that's precisely what the Quran will do for you, with the permission of Allah Ta'ala, when you are a person who holds on to it and lives by it and makes it your guide and your way of life. May Allah Ta'ala grant us that great virtue.